Do you ever experience that feeling wherein it's the first time you meet a person, but you could have a gut feeling that something is wrong or off about the person, and then months down the line you realize that your gut instincts is actually right. So this is one example of you using your intuition, right? The ability to understand something without the need for conscious reasoning. And the reason why I gave that example is after reading a lot about successful people and their daily habits, majority, if not all, mention that they meditate on a daily basis. And what's interesting about this week's book is they teach you how to harness the power of your intuition by going into the alpha state and tapping the other side or getting help from the other side, which I'll explain as we go along. So once again, my name is Pau, and I have 5 key takeaways from the book. Let's start with the first one, which is thought comes first, materialization of that thought follows. Basically, the core essence of the book really states the power of our thoughts. Being able to think it first is a requirement for you to be able to actualize it in the real world or manifest it in the real world. A good quote here is our intention creates our reality. Without the belief that you can actually do it, without the proper thoughts in your head, the less likely you'll be able to achieve it or materialize it or manifest it in the real world. Okay, so I talked about at the start, being able to use your intuition and how can you harness that. The core concept about this is being able to tap into your superconscious mind. And there's what you call the different states of your brain from delta all the way to gamma. So basically, I'll explain a few key concepts, right? So the delta is a state of mind wherein we're asleep, right? This is where we have a deep sleep. The second one is theta. This is where we are experiencing maybe dreams, light sleep. Alpha is where we are relaxed when we meditate. This is where we are most creative, right? We are most innovative at this state. The beta is where we are usually at in a day. We're in this is our awake conscious mind. That's our level of state, right? And the last one is gamma. This is where we're very focused on solving a problem on one specific issue or situation. This is where we zone in and we're so um, concentrated. But the main concept is how can we go into deliberately go into our alpha state, because this is where we are most creative, we are most innovative. And people who are able to tap into the other side or to our superconscious are very good at going to the alpha state and doing all of their thinking here. So the method that is taught in the book, there are a lot of methods taught in the book, but the first key method that you need to do is, being able to go to that alpha state. And there's what you call a progressive relaxation. There's 5 key steps for you to be able to reach this alpha state. Again, it's done through practice. It's not done overnight. So the first one is you need, of course, to get into a comfortable position. Close your eyes and then tilt your eyes upward in a 30-degree manner, right? This helps you better visualize it as if you're watching a movie screen. The second one is you count backwards 100 to 1, slowly breathing in and out while you do it. So you do this over a period of time, and you could shorten from 100. You can count as fast as 5 to 1 once you master that. Next is the third one is when you reach the count of 1, you say to yourself mentally, each time I relax this way, I go deeper and faster. You end your session by counting from 1 to 5. Stop at the count of 3 and say to yourself, when I open my eyes at the count of 5, I'll be wide awake and feeling great. At the count of 5, open your eyes and say to yourself, I'm wide awake and feeling great. So again, there are a lot of methods, but this is one key ritual or method that you can do to reach your alpha state, right? To reach that level of relaxation. And there are a lot of techniques on how you could harness the other side to your advantage. And I'll give segueing to the fourth key concept is the mirror of the mind technique. So, taking what I taught earlier in terms of relaxation, progressive relaxation, going to the alpha state, do that, combining it with the mirror of the mind technique. So imagine you did the countdown, you're already in your alpha state. Next thing you need to do is imagine you see a problem, right? In a blue framed mirror. May it be a health problem, may it be a business problem, may it be any challenge that you are experiencing currently. So imagine that problem and put it into a blue framed mirror as if you're seeing that problem in the blue framed mirror. Next thing you need to do is erase that image, right? In the blue framed mirror, move it slightly to the left, and then change that change that frame into white, right? So basically, from a blue frame problem, your problem is there. You move it slightly to the left, the mirror, change the frame into white, and then erase that problem. The next thing you do is in the white frame mirror, imagine you see the problem solved or the goal that you set is reached, right? So it doesn't matter how, if you don't know the answer, it doesn't matter. You don't need that. All you need to do is think about you achieving that goal, solving that problem, the end state that you want uh, to happen, right? And then once you do that, end the session by counting up 1 to 5 again. And whenever you think of that problem from here on now, see as if the solution is already in the white frame solved, right? So interestingly enough, a lot of people who practice this technique is when they're able to envision their problem and at the same time move it to the left and picture it as if it was solved, regardless if they didn't detail how it was solved, the universe will be able to help you in unknown ways, right? And the last one is subjective communication. So taking the same concepts of reaching your alpha state and then using it to be able to communicate to a person. So one example here is, haven't you experienced um, sometimes wherein you want to get your message across, but that person is very tough to talk to? One of the methods that they teach in the book is being able to use subjective communication, wherein it takes your conscious mind, you go to your alpha state first, take your conscious mind and think about the person that you want to get your message across or convince, and so on. You next tap into your superconscious mind. This is where in your alpha state, right? In your alpha state, you talk to that person, envision that person, visualize his or her face, and talk as if you're having a conversation with that person. This taps into his or her superconscious mind, and you know, we can't explain, but basically, from his or her superconscious mind, it will communicate it down to his or her conscious mind. So a lot of examples were given in the book, quite crazy, right? Wherein with the power of your thoughts, you communicated it through your superconscious mind in your alpha level, as if you're having that conversation with the person. And then, you know, in the real world, it actually manifests. So it's either the problem is solved, you have a better relationship with this person. That's what the technique called subjective communication. It's quite interesting, right? So again, those are my 5 key takeaways. Um, Again, I haven't. I'm still yet to try it myself, but I think a lot of after reading a lot of successful people, a lot said that they meditate, and this is um, a lot of examples were given in the book on them being able to solve problems using their intuition, using the supernatural. Uh, it's quite interesting. So I might try it. So that's this week's book summary, the Silva Method for Getting Help from the Other Side. With that, if you like my summary, go to YouTube, search Paulo Balinas. I do one book summary a week every Sunday evening. So with that, thank you and see you again next Sunday.